Today on the Nick DeLeon Show. A driver was blocked behind a crash on the southbound lanes of the New Jersey Turnpike at exit 9 Sunday when he decided to take a picture.
Instead, we've seen the fastest economic growth in over a decade, our deficits cut by 2/3, a stock market that has doubled, and healthcare inflation at its lowest rate.
The New England Patriots are under fire again. Earlier today, the NFL said it's continuing to look into allegations the Patriots had 11 of their 12 allotted game balls under-deflated this past Sunday. Hey, this is the Nick DeLeon Show. We have all kinds of stuff to discuss on today's program. Don't you even think about clicking that mouse anywhere else, so stay tuned.
You can lift your head up to the sky, take a deeper breath and give it time. You can walk the path among the lines with your shattered frame of mind, or instead you could always stay. We can wait right here and play until somehow you can find a slightly better frame of mind.
Breaking news from New Jersey. A driver was blocked behind a crash on the southbound lanes of the New Jersey Turnpike at exit 9 Sunday when he decided to take a picture. The man says he then heard a noise behind him and saw a semi-truck sliding on the slick road. It came within feet of taking out the man's car before it went over a guardrail and landed on the northbound lanes. Check out this viral video that we've gotten from YouTube. There were no casualties or injuries in this crash. From Washington, D.C., 2 days ago, President Obama's State of the Union address addressed a fresh battle for the hearts and minds of America's beleaguered middle class, and Republicans weren't having any of it.
At every step, we were told our goals were misguided or too ambitious, that we would crush jobs and explode deficits. Instead, we've seen the fastest economic growth in over a decade, our deficits cut by 2/3, a stock market that has doubled, and healthcare inflation at its lowest rate in 50 years. This is good news, people.
Obama mentioned the middle class at least 7 times and used the phrase working people at least 9 times as he rolled up proposals to offer new child tax cuts, raise the minimum wage, extend paid family leave, and make college more affordable. He mentioned families 16 times. But well before Obama's speech was over, Speaker of the House John Boehner's office was firing off responses declaring that Obama's regulatory onslaught squeezes the very middle-class families he claims to be trying to help, and that he was threatening to veto what Republicans consider to be jobs bills. In the GOP response to the address, freshman Senator Joni Ernst suggested that the president has harmed regular people. The new Republican Congress also understands how difficult these past 6 years have been, said Ernst, who first attracted attention by promising to make Washington insiders squeal like the hogs she used to castrate on a farm. For many of us, the string of the economy and the frustration with Washington's dysfunction weren't things we had to read about. We felt them every day. Such sentiments were echoed widely by the Republicans leaving the address, who pointed to people's struggles as evidence that the GOP's agenda will better serve most Americans. If you look at the middle class's families, who have lost income over the past several years, if you look at the Colorado families where median income has declined, that is not a stronger place than it was, and not a stronger place than it needs to be, said Senator Cory Gardner from Colorado. I was very disappointed. I was disappointed. I was disappointed that I didn't care more from the president as far as how we are going to help those middle-class families, said Republican Kathy McGorris Rogers from Washington, the top woman in the GOP leadership. I thought he painted a little rosy picture of how things are at a time when people continue to see their wages actually shrink, take-home pay shrinking. Job opportunities are not enough. But the tone of the GOP's response highlighted a difficult fact to deal with the 2 years before the next presidential election. Republicans are making an argument that is often negative, leaving Obama and the Democrats to strike more positive tones as unemployment continues to fall and hiring improves. And it is focused right at the heart of the American electorate. Asked for 3 highlights in the president's speech, Republican Steve Israel from New York said, "Middle class, middle class, middle class," and asked if Republicans would be legislative partners on most of the issues Obama raised. Israel responded, "No, no, and no." Senator Chuck Schumer from New York, who has long argued that the Democrats should keep the middle class at the heart of their efforts, didn't see much of a chance in the GOP topping the pitch Obama laid out. "We've been talking about the middle class for a long time," Schumer said. The Republicans, have been talking about budget deficits and cutting the deficit, not now. Even the Keystone Pipeline, which is hardly a middle-class bill, 35 permanent jobs, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is saying that it's a middle-class jobs bill. They've appropriated it for a rhetoric, but it's about it. They can't break away from being a special interest party. Some Republicans acknowledged that they had a more negative message, but they also suggested Americans would not buy Obama's prescriptions. Those are the kind of background noises that you would hear in every State of the Union speech. Kind of a litany or grab bag of proposals. It'll be forgotten by midnight, said Senator Jeff Flake from Arizona. Senator John Boozman from Arkansas called Obama's ideas everything for everybody, suggested that people in this state at least would not believe the president. They understand that there's nothing in life free, Boozman said. When you promise universal this and universal that, somebody is going to have to pay for that, and the reality is the middle class always ends up paying the bill. The basic disagreement over which policies are viable and which ones do the most to help the nation's most coveted voting bloc also telegraphed what is likely to be a contentious 2 years, with the GOP willing to embrace almost none of Obama's proposals. Representative Alan Grayson from Florida predicted the likely level of cooperation between the White House and the GOP-led Congress by invoking a phrase used in Passover celebrations that asks, "Why is this night different from all other nights?" With regards to Republicans and their antipathy to the president, tonight was no different from all other nights, Grayson said, noting how GOP lawmakers would sit there like stone every time Obama outlined one of his priorities. They don't care. Unfortunately, his proposals that require congressional approval are dead on arrival. Now time for our commercial break.
One colossal movie star.
I'm officially putting the band back together.
8 super talented musicians.
Don't you remember how much this once meant to us? Let's do this. Stop! What was that?
A hairy dude in a frilly outfit.
You're forgetting I'm your fairy godmother.
How can I forget? Would you dress like that?
The quest for the Pepsi Super Bowl 49 halftime show begins.
Do you want to play the Pepsi halftime show or not?
Yeah, I want to play the Pepsi halftime show.
Go to youtube.com/Pepsi to find out if they make it.
Aren't fairy godmothers usually women?
'Cause the players gonna play, and the haters gonna hate, baby. I'm just gonna shake it off, shake it off. Heartbreakers gonna break, and the fakers gonna fake, baby. I'm just gonna shake it off. I never miss a beat. I'm lightning on my feet.
Now time for another installment of Fucked Up News. In Marietta, Georgia, a man says he was cited by police outside of Atlanta for eating a cheeseburger while driving. Madison Turner, who's from Alabama, tells Atlanta station WSB-TV he ordered a double quarter pounder with cheese from McDonald's in the Marietta area shortly before he was pulled over last week. Turner says the officer told him he saw him eating the cheeseburger for 2 miles, telling the man, "You just can't go down the road eating a hamburger." The ticket issued under Georgia's distracted driving law states in the comments section that the offense is eating while driving. Turner is to appear in court February 3rd. Cobb County Police spokesman Mike Bauman declined the comment. In an email to the Associated Press early Tuesday, Bauman said in a statement, "We'll decline any interviews about this case." In ironic juxtapositioning news, the police department in Dover, Delaware released a video of one of their officers singing along to Taylor Swift's "Shake It Off," recorded by a dash cam in the officer's car. While reviewing dash cam footage, we come across some interesting sights to say in the least. The police department explained that on their Facebook page. We decided we would share some with you. We hope you enjoy this, and Taylor Swift if you are watching. We're sorry. In subsequent posts, the department identified the singer as Officer Davis and added he was driving at idle speeds in a parking lot at the same time. And in embarrassing news from Oroville, California, a man searching for his wallet in a trash bin in Northern California was scooped up by a garbage truck and taken on a long, presumably smelly ride. The Oroville Mercury Register reports that a man survived the ride in the rear of a truck. Yolo County Sheriff's Lieutenant Martin Torres said the man whose name was not released was inside a garbage bin when the truck made a pickup on Tuesday. The man told police he used a lumber in the truck to reach the top of the garbage pile to better avoid the compactor. He was taken to UC Davis Medical Center for complaints of a back and neck pain. The man said he was stuck in the truck for about an hour, but estimates show he was in there for more than 3 to 3.5 hours. Torres tells the paper the truck made several other pickups before arriving at the landfill, where the driver saw the man crawl out of his trash pile. Now time for Snow Watch. Record-breaking warmth is in the offing for parts of the West later this week, and unreasonably mild weather will resume across much of the Midwest, as well as after the brief and rather toothless midweek cooldown. The benefits are probably obvious. Besides being more enjoyable for outdoor activities, the warmth means lower heating bills and a drastically reduced risk of having to drive through snow or ice. But there are also downsides. In the Midwest, the persistent warmth will likely cause ice to grow thinner on the lakes and ponds, making it more dangerous to venture out onto the ice for fishing and other recreational activities. In the West, the warm weather will likely aggravate the ongoing drought in California, especially as it continues to eat away at the little snowpack that there is in Sierra Nevada. Now time for the legendary, the Hall of Famer of all of NikeTube Studios and of the Nick DeLeon Show, Nick's Sports Corner. The New England Patriots are under fire again. Earlier today, the NFL said it's continuing to look into allegations the Patriots had 11 of their 12 allotted game balls under-deflated this past Sunday. The AFC Championship game between the New England Patriots and the Indianapolis Colts. The league said in a statement today, "We are continuing our review and provide an update as soon as possible." According to ESPN, the footballs used by the Patriots were underinflated by 2 pounds per square inch. Footballs which are weighed before the game must be inflated to no less than 12.5 pounds per square inch. A deflated ball could be easier for the quarterback to grip in bad weather, such as in Sunday's rain game at the Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. A theory Pats players could not agree with this week. League sources also confirmed to ESPN that the footballs were properly inspected and approved by the referee some 2 hours before kickoff. Each team provides 12 new Wilson official NFL footballs for referees to check before games, with additional balls available for backup purposes or at the away team's discretion. Former NFL official Gary Austin told ESPN Radio that interactions the referees have with game balls before and throughout the game, including when each team brings 12 balls to the referee's room ahead of kickoff. If the air pressure is low, they bring it up. If it's too much, they deflate it to the appropriate point. The balls stay with the officials until 10 minutes before kickoff. They don't actually weigh the balls. They do the check of the pounds per square inch. That is done every game, Austin said. Austin added that he never encountered an issue where someone from a team had been letting the air out of their balls after they had been handed over. He also added that while referees do handle the balls later in the game between plays, that is such a small amount of time that would be nearly impossible to notice. If you don't give that a thought, the amount of time you're handling the ball is very limited, Austin said to ESPN. Though he does not have any specific knowledge about what happened in this weekend's game, Austin said that if the balls are deflated when halftime rolled around, they would be brought back up to a standard. The minimum disciplinary action for tampering a football is a fine of $25,000, according to the NFL's Game Operations Manual. The controversy around the Deflategate has been taking attention away from the Super Bowl, which will feature the Patriots playing against the Super Bowl defending champions, the Seattle Seahawks. In NBA news, last night, the Washington Wizards have hosted their game against the Oklahoma City Thunder, winning 105-103 against the Wizards. Despite the win last night, Kevin Durant from the Oklahoma City Thunder has been spreading rumors about the chances of signing with the Wizards in 2016. Durant, a native to Washington, D.C., grew up in nearby St. Pleasant and attended high school at Montrose Christian School in Rockville, Maryland. He remained a prominent part of the community, even after leaving to play college ball in Texas before joining the Thunder. That alone would be enough to stir speculation about the Wizards signing Durant in 2016, even if the 26-year-old had strongly shot down the possibility while finishing out his contract in OKC. Instead, the superstar has remained neutral on the subject, which has led to a massive outpouring of hope from Washington fan base that's craving another star to pair with John Wall. The calls for Durant to sign in Washington, D.C. has gotten so loud that some have wondered whether the city's excitement would scare the star forward away. Not everyone agrees with that idea, though, and many Wizard fans will happily continue extolling the virtues of the KD to DC until summer of 2016 finally arrives. But why are some Wizard fans getting so convinced that Durant is coming other than the hometown connection? There are a few reasons. There's plenty of cap space and talent on the team. They have both Wall, Bradley Beal, and Marcin Gortat, and Otto Porter. The Wizards have also hired his family. Durant hasn't exactly denied the rumors. Well, that's all the time we have on the show. So listen next time on the Nick DeLeon Show.